Welcome back to Becky Amio Horse Training, and this video is going to be about the saddle I choose to start colts in, and it is a Boz Balanced Ride bareback saddle. It is what works for me. It's what I have learned how to start colts in, so it is what I feel most comfortable in, and that's something that I want to address, is that when we're doing our job, we have to be confident in ourselves and what we do, and sometimes it's a piece of equipment that gives us that confidence. And if there is any time that it is most important to be confident and be secure when riding, it's in that first 5 rides or first time you do anything. So my first ride in the round pen, my first ride in the arena, my first ride out to the creek or out to the pasture, you know, that's when I usually use this saddle, and then I quickly change to a traditional Western saddle. There's no substitute for a good quality piece of equipment. What I find is that the saddle is for the rider and the saddle pad is for the horse. And so what I find more important about this equation here is having a high impact protection saddle pad to go with it. And I contacted Gen X a couple years ago, going on 3 years ago now, looking for a saddle pad to use with this saddle, because the one that I was using at the time was ineffective for the temperatures that I ride in. That particular saddle pad wasn't working in severe cold and severe heat, and so I ended up getting, first one I got was a prototype. It was something to try to see how it worked, and then this is actually the Western Barrel XP pad, and I find that I like this pad the best with this saddle. Now, when people ask me about this saddle, they think that it's just a small investment, and it's actually quite large. On Boz's website, it is $19.95. That's $1,995. I've owned this saddle for nearly 20 years, and it wasn't priced quite that high when I first got it, and that's how long it's lasted me. But this pad, I believe, is a $400 pad on Gen X's website. And the important part about this pad, besides the fleece underneath that allows for the cooling properties and heat distribution, but we also have this material here. It's called ETC. It allows for extreme grip for the rider. And then inside here we have some high impact protection inserts. Now, this is what the inserts look like out of the pad. I didn't want to go through the trouble of taking them out of that pad, but this is XRD. It is the best impact protection material on the market currently, and the latest technology available. And you're not going to be able to just go to some tacky store or call up State Line Tack and order yourself some impact like this. Gen X Equine is the only rep that carries this material and that has an agreement with the XRD company to use this. So what I'm saying is I look at this from a safety perspective. I have to look at what I'm confident in, what I'm comfortable in, what is going to give me the most security mentally and physically when I put those first rides on. And a lot of it has to do with this impact material that's inside the saddle pad. You know, I know folks that do their first rides in an Australian stock saddle. I know I find a great source of security in my English saddle, for that matter. It's just a matter of what you feel confident in when you put those first rides on, or whenever you do one of those firsts on the horse that you're riding. And so if I can emphasize anything or take away from my experience, you know, you have to do what works for you. There's no wrong way to do it. The horse is always right. The horse is going to tell you what they will accept and what they won't accept, and what they're okay with and what they're not okay with. So, you know, that's the beauty of horse training. It's like you're practicing horse training. You're learning every single day what's going to work for you, and I am totally open to trying other saddles. I just don't have a whole lot of time to try other pieces of equipment, and it takes a long time to get pieces of equipment custom built. And you know, then you got the mailing and shipping, you got the trial period, you got it shipping back. It's a very, very long, tedious process to find stuff that works on these horses like it does, and I just haven't had the time to look into other options yet. But this is what has worked for me for so long, and like I said, it's what I learned how to start colts in. If you learned how to start colts, heck, bareback, by all means, do what works for you. So that being said, I hope that answered some questions for everybody, and please leave me a comment down below or ask a question. I'll be happy to answer as much as I can. Thanks for watching. I sure appreciate you guys following me along.